We're back to the Buck Back. It's me. I'm here with Vince. Vince, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you? It's been a while.
It has been a while. Big ups to Sean, who is recovering from surgery, so he's not going to be with us tonight. But I do, before we get into this whole thing, I do want to wish Vince a congratulations. He did win his very first tube TV with a VCR.
Yeah,
And if
man.
anybody that remotely watches anything else we've ever done knows that I have suddenly become an avid VHS collector. Having a blast with it. I'm going to lengths I never thought I would go to in order to score VHS, dude. And it's a lot of fun. Vince was down here a couple weekends ago, and actually it was like a week ago, but we went to one of this friend of mine that I met here in Boise, and he's a VHS flipper, and we just kind of went crazy. He sold us a bunch of stuff and found a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of fun. So how stoked are you? I know that you've been kind of adding to your collection here and there. um how do you feel about getting a tube TV, bro? A CRTV, an
Yeah.
old school 90s TV.
So I'm way. I do you know how many you have now? Because every day
Oh,
you send me like, oh, I just picked up this.
yeah, I've got probably close to 200, I would say.
That's insane. I
um
I have like maybe like 24.
the beauty of it though is like I'm spending a low amount of money to buy them. All there's where I live, there's so many thrift stores, and they have VHS for like the most is 99 cents per, anywhere down to 50 cents. I found this place that's like the thrift store. It's called the Idaho Youth Ranch, which is like a prevalent thrift store, a series of stores that they have out here. I guess it's a franchise, but they have a retail store that's just bins of stuff that like people, they don't even go through it. They just dump stuff in bins. And I went with my wife the other day, and they don't even like, they're not even the stuff in these bins is not priced. It's not itemized pricing, so they weigh your cart at the end. And so I went in, and she
Is
was
the
like helping
weight
me.
is the weight only for VHS, or is it anything you find in the store you just throw on there?
So like vinyls, and there's one other thing, it might have been shoes, are like $1.50 per. But anything you throw in your cart, so you might have VHSs, you might have clothes, you might have whatever. Dude, it's like a pauper's grave in there. I mean, there are people that do it constantly, and they have systems that you see them come in with their like grabber claws. I saw a guy with drumsticks, and they just wade through, and they just treat this stuff like garbage, dude. But they're like
Yeah,
sifting around and like fervently. So the other day we went, and there's just a load of VHSs in there. So I found a bunch of stuff that I had been, unfortunately, there was been a few things that I bought on eBay, not for a crazy amount of money, but when you find them in a bin, that's basically, I got 70 movies for $40, which worked out, I think, to be like a little bit over 50 cents per.
that's not
And
bad at all.
it's not bad. I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I don't know that I need to just keep adding VHSs. Like, I need to be strategic. I want like horror movies. Horror is hard to find.
Hmm.
I found some good thrillers. I found some good stuff in there. Stuff that I didn't even know. This originally started like I just wanted to rebuy VHS that I had when I was a kid. So a lot of that was Disney movies, and I had probably about 30 movies that my mom had kept. And then when we moved here to Idaho, I unpacked and got it all out. And then I bought a HDMI or RC to HDMI converter, and they just look terrible on the TV, but it got me excited about it. And so now I'm like at the point where I'm buying more than I'm watching. So that's a problem.
Yeah,
But I've got some like, yesterday I bought like Camelot, like a 4 hour two, VHS. Like, so there's stuff that I bought on eBay that I've since found in these bins that are 50 cents each. So that sucks when
that's
you
a
pay like
bummer. Yeah.
seven or $8, and you end up could have bought it for 50 cents. So I've been scouting stuff for Vince. Um, when it's not stuff from my own collection, of course, or it's duplicates or whatever. But
Yeah. My
it's
luck here in Portland is terrible. The guy that you know out there that we bought some off, he was
yeah.
saying that he knew someone here that like scalps VHSs from every store like every day. So I'm pretty sure him and like 50 other people are coming in and buying all the good stuff.
Well, the crazy thing is like I told my wife, because I hit every thrift store here, every major thrift store. There's little ones that are like boutiquey, but and those ones are more expensive.
Yeah.
They seem to know a little bit more what they have. But the crazy thing is like I told my wife, I'm like, I've hit every thrift store and bought every movie that I've wanted. And then I've gone back like 2 weeks later and they've got like new movies. And because I told her, I was like, I don't see this like replenishing because people don't have like VHS, they don't manufacture VHS anymore. So it's not like there's going to be like DVDs, Blu-ray, sure, because that's the prevalent kind of still pretty much the prevalent source for home video. But dude, they just there's stuff in there. There's constant, and the fun about it is like you sift through a lot of crap, but you end up finding these like little gems, and that's when it's fun. It's like the hunt for it is more fun than even like sitting down and watching the movie. But I am enjoying that. And then of course I went and bought a tube TV from a guy out in the middle of nowhere. And like I said before, Vince just got a TV, so I'm looking to dive into it more. I think during the Halloween season,
it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna put mine right here.
Yeah, it's dope because I can just like while I'm working throw on a movie. But it's like it's got to be a movie that I'm very familiar with because I can't put on a movie I've never seen because I'll like lock in and then I won't work or I'll work and then I won't lock in and I'll just end up turning it off. But a lot of fun, dude. A lot of fun. I've got like a few left on my hit list. Looking for all the Pee-wees, dude.
Yeah, is there anything that like you specifically are looking for and even like looking online to find?
Yeah, I've been looking at Big Top Pee-wee. I really want that one. I have Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The case, I'm thinking about getting a different Pee-wee's Big Adventure with a different case, like the original one from the 80s. The one I have is like a reissue from 2000 that Warner Brothers did. And it's cool. Like it's nostalgic. I bought it because I don't know if you know, but in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like on the original VHS, there was a mistake where the scene where he's locking his bike to the clown before he goes in Chuck's Bike-O-Rama and before he goes in Amazing Larry's Magic Shop, he's pulling on a chain and it's like this gag about like this chain is way long, and on the bottom of the bike where the chain is housed, you can see the chain being fed through there.
Yeah.
So when they reissued the movie on I guess on like later VHSs and DVDs, they took it out, they like cropped it. So I bought this thinking, oh, cool, that like is going to be on there because I dig stuff like that, and it's not on there. So I might go back and try to find the original like 1985 Pee-wee's Big Adventure VHS, and then I really want Big Top Pee-wee, and you can find like the whole Playhouse series on VHS.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Which I played with. There was a guy locally that was selling it, and I played with buying it, and I was like, I own all these on Blu-ray already, the entire series. I own the entire series on Vudu. So I'm trying to be strategic and not gluttonous, and that's just gone out the window. I don't have the Aliens. I really want the Nightmare on Elm Street. That's like the holy grail, apparently.
Oh yeah, the full set.
And there's like, see, the other thing about it is like, you think you're buying like an original VHS from like the 80s or 90s, but a lot of them, I mean, the 90s are, the 90s are also super prevalent and what I'm looking for, but they've like for Nightmare, like I found Vince sent me a link to Goodwill and they had the entire series that they were selling. So I bid on it, and then after I bid, I was like, oh, this isn't actually the set that I want, and it was like not cheap. So I was like, oh God, now I hope I don't win, and I didn't. But I
was about to say, hopefully.
Yeah, there's little stuff like this, and then me and Vince have gotten turned on to VHS Instagram, which is shout out to VHS Instagram, dude, because those guys are doing what you and I are like, we like VHS, but they're like real about it, dude. They're like,
real, and like some of these people, like their setup is so insane, and it seems like it's all they do. And on Twitter, I saw a few accounts, but it seems like Instagram is where it's at. Like we made accounts, and I already have like 120 people that all reached out and like started following me based off of one photo. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It seems like a kind of like a probably a small niche, but the ones it's like a they're loyal to each other, which is cool. I like all that kind of stuff. I've really into physical media as of late. I don't have room for it. Like I'm running out of room.
Yeah.
So that's the other battle that you kind of wage is like you get into this, you find like really good deals on stuff, and then so now I'm like starting to be a little bit more strategic. Although I did just buy Triple X, the Vin Diesel movie on VHS. So I'm not like
they I don't know how or who does it, but I've seen a whole bunch of like recently released movies that they are putting on VHS and like making custom cases for them. Have you seen those?
I've seen Alien Romulus was the only one that I've seen.
I've seen Pearl. I've seen X. I've seen a whole bunch of cool stuff. I think I saw a Talk to Me one, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. See, the problem with that is like
Those are for
I
sure $40.
40, $50. Like Alien
Yeah.
Romulus is like $50, and that's cool. I love it. I would love to own a modern like a modern movie on VHS. I think the studios like they should do that. I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder what the cost would be to produce something like that. It's probably not very cheap, but you could just you could appeal to the very small base. And even if they were 40, 50, $60. See, like for me though, it's like if I'm gonna buy Alien Romulus, I'm gonna get it in 4K because
Yeah.
that's like it's the nostalgic vibe, dude. The thing that I love most about VHS is everything kind of surrounding the VHS. It's like the covers, it's the the some of them you buy and they still have the original inserts and like ads and
Yeah.
stuff from like the products. That's cool. But the like trailers before a movie, it taps me into when I was young because that was how you saw trailers. Like unless you went to the movies, like you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have all these things. So you would see a movie like, oh my god, this movie, I didn't even know this movie was coming out. So it's cool, like, and there's like the classic movie trailer guys. It's like coming soon,
Yeah.
like,
Meanwhile, that tape's been in your house for 15 years. So you're like, whoa,
yeah.
what movie is this? And it's been out for 10 years.
Dude, I bought some that are still sealed, and it's like cool. Like I have Indiana Jones. I bought that thing on Goodwill, the original Indiana Jones trilogy. 2 of the movies are sealed, so I'm like, I'm probably not even going to open it. Like I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it in there because in listening to, do you listen to Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery's Video Archives podcast?
No, I didn't know they had one.
Dude, it's so good. It's basically Quentin Tarantino. They talk about 3 movies per episode. One of the movies is like on the free feed, and then the other 2 are on their Patreon. And which I've found like to be weird that that Quentin Tarantino is probably worth like, I don't know, $100 million.
Yeah,
he's doing Patreon, but I think it's to pay everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think it's to pay and make money for everybody else involved, which is cool. And I'll totally back that. But I remember finding it a few years ago. I think it's been around for a couple of years now, but I remember listening to it and be like, Quentin Tarantino's mind when it comes to movies, one makes me feel inadequate because I'm like, for as much as I think I know about movies, when you listen to that guy, you're like, I don't know anything about movies.
That's me whenever you're talking about movies. I'm like, oh yeah, the action was cool.
But that's also me when it comes to like the VHS Twitter and these movies that I didn't even know existed that people were like, what? You found that one? And it's like, that's great. I didn't even know. But
yeah, it was 15 cents. I don't know what
dude, you got to listen to, like, I got over that hump and I just started listening. Dude, it's such a different side of Quentin Tarantino. It's like the fanboy nerd Quentin Tarantino. So it's really cool. But he on one episode, they were watching the sequel to the original Bad News Bears, which is called The Bad News Bears and Breaking Training. And they watched it, like, I think they watched it at the New Bev on one of his prints. And like his 16 millimeter prints or whatever the millimeter was. I don't remember what they said, but they were talking about how he had a copy of it on VHS that was still sealed and had the Paramount watermark on it. And that was like how he's got a whole collection of only sealed VHSs that have the watermarks from the studios. And I'm like, dude, here's a guy that's in the studio system. And I mean, not like in a traditional corporate way, but all of his movies are major high budget movies now. And he freaking still is like that much of a fanboy. But anyway, like, so that's also propelled because like I also listened to one for The Hunt for Red October, and then I found it on VHS. I was like, oh, I got to get this now and watch it. Anyway, all that being said, a lot of fun. Me and Vince are kind of playing around with the idea of maybe doing like a separate feed on this channel for like VHS reviews and stuff. And now that Vince has this TV, we can maybe like, suggest, and I fully plan, and I hope me and Vince are not far from each other, and we're kind of on a like every 2 month schedule seeing each other. So
yeah,
it'd be fun to do like a movie swap, like for all the movies that we don't have. And so anyway, we'll see about that.
All 30 of my movies versus your 200.
Dude, next time you're out here, I'm taking you to the bins.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, I feel like for the most part you can kind of see movies that you think I would be interested in. So at that point, like, you just text me all day, and unfortunately I like can't check it that often, but every once in a while you're like, well, you didn't answer, so I got it. I'm like, oh, cool.
I mean, dude, we're talking 89 cents. Like I bought you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the other day, and it was literally 50 cents. So I'm like, dude, maybe I'll just sell it or something now. But
for sure.
Or have it as a backup. You never know when these movies are gonna pop. That's my big fear too. Is like, you're working with 35, 40-year-old technology and tapes, but they all like all the ones I popped in are pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our movie, that's our movie hobby. So anyway, we're back with the police videos tonight. We're back with a really interesting story that Vince brought it in. And I kind of feel like we should start with that one.
You want to do it?
Because I don't know anything about it, but Vince has tasked me to read it off of X. Is that where you got it?
Yeah, that's where I got it. It's conspiracy theory and kind of I don't really know. I've kind of heard of it, but I found this article or like this link of tweets about this concept and about this thing that maybe sparked the reason why we went to Afghanistan in the first place. And I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. So I bookmarked it a few weeks ago and we haven't been on here. So that was ready to go. Let me load it up, dude. Are you down to be my narrator?
Yeah, I'll be your narrator. Can you give me can you give me and the people a little summary of what it's called and what it kind of is?
Yeah. So let me boot it up real fast. Watch along, boom, boom, and boom. All right. So, the whole concept is that we went to Iraq after 9/11 to stop the terrorists, but secretly we possibly went there because they found this tomb. And we wanted to plunder all the stuff that had kind of like supernatural abilities. So they say, who knows?
Also what Hitler did.
It kind of, and back to like the Indiana Jones stuff. Like,
yeah,
there's so many ancient stories and ancient figures that, like, for the most part, whenever we're growing up, we're kind of just told that they were just stories. But then you like figure out that possibly there's some truth to some of the stuff. But yeah, I haven't read any of this. I just saw it and I was like, oh, this would be fun to kind of break apart and. Probably stuff I've never heard of before. Can you see it on your end?
I can, and I pulled up the X, the thread on X.
Perfect. Yeah. So, it's. I think it's like probably like 6 or 7 little threads. You go ahead and read it, and I'll follow along. Though we can kind of just.
You know what? I gotta sign in because it's not letting me. Hold on.
No problem. Yeah, I made a Twitter for the Buckback. Which I think we already had one, but on my end, I just made something quick so I could actually get access to this.
Don't you have an X account?
I do. It's not set up on the computer, so I just pushed Google and signed into our email address.
Got it. All right. Riveting stuff here.
The reality of this being true is probably bullshit, but
sure.
It's accounts from like soldiers that were there and were part of the plunder and kind of telling their story of what they witnessed and what they went through. And it's all stuff that like CNN didn't show or do anything. So it's just kind of crazy that we had specific units go to these places, find these temples, do all this stuff. And it could be us like maybe making sure that we didn't destroy ancient relics and stuff throughout the war. Could be just a side project for people in charge to get rich. I don't know, man.
Or it could be fake AF, dude.
Fake AF. And also the first image right here. Did you ever see, I think it was like Apollo 13 or something? The one where they supposedly went to the backside of the moon and they found an alien. Like these are the vibes that it's giving.
Apollo 14?
Was it 14?
I don't remember which number it was, but I do remember that movie. Yeah. All right, so this is called, I'm telling you right off the bat, just from not reading anything, these pictures of this tomb is fake AF, dude.
You think so?
This looks like this looks like a department store mannequin that was taken, laid down, spray painted, and put a fake beard. I could spot a fake beard from a mile away. That's a fake beard, dude.
Also, it looks like the images on the top and the bottom are completely different beards.
Well, it looks like the top is aged, and then the bottom are young. Like it looks like a younger, the body is not, or the corpse is not that old.
It's also like a different tiara or whatever you want to call it, circlet on his head.
So right off the bat, dude, we're off to an interesting start.
Yeah.
But let's read it. Let's get into it, and then maybe we'll be convinced. Are you running the? Are you going to run the feed?
Yeah, I'm running it. I'll follow along with you.
Okay. So the top post or the top X or tweet or whatever, I'm not calling it X. It says what the Iraq War in 2003 was really about: the Gilgamesh Resurrection Protocol. That sounds like cool and like comic booky. So I like that.
It sounds like a Mission Impossible, dude.
And so then on the feed, you can see the pictures that we're talking about. Yeah, it does sound like a Mission Impossible type of situation. All right. So then the first thread is in 2003, while the world stared at CNN screens and watched statues fall in Baghdad, a different kind of operation was unfolding beneath the sands of the ancient Mesopotamia. I'm sorry, beneath the sands of ancient Mesopotamia. The headline
You're reading this because I would slaughter this. So thank you.
The headline screamed weapons of mass destruction, but they were wrong. The real weapons were far older, buried in ziggurats and sealed crypts beneath Uruk, Nippur, and Eridu. This wasn't a war. It was a retrieval mission because the U.S. military didn't invade Iraq for oil.
I mean, okay. It could be both, right?
Okay. Yeah, why can't it be both? So the next thread, the tomb beneath Uruk. You're hyping me up, but I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Oh, yeah, you did it, dude.
Oh, you fruit. According to multiple suppressed reports and now buried German archaeological documentation, a massive sarcophagus was found beneath the ancient city of Uruk, the oldest city known to mankind and the legendary seat of Gilgamesh, the demigod king described as 2/3 divine and 1/3 human. Interesting, but he's dead. The tomb was encased in black stone, surrounded by inscriptions not seen since the Sumerian priesthood vanished. At its center, an 11-foot tall mummified humanoid, perfectly preserved. The Pentagon moved in. The site was declared a national security zone. The German archaeological team first uncovered it was sent home. 2 of its members died in strange circumstances months later. Their field notes vanished. Ooh. And then there's like I don't know if you want me to read this whole thing, but so basically it's just what that was summarizing what that article says. So there's this under Uruk, there's a tomb for the demigod king Gilgamesh. Dude, if he was 2/3 divine and 1/3 human, why did the human win out and he died? That's the weird thing. Maybe maybe I'm just ignorant.
Maybe Gilgamesh, you got to be pure blood to stay alive.
maybe you need to be purely divine. Gilgamesh didn't just rule; he challenged death itself. His epic, and he lost. His epic, the oldest written story in history, is not mere poetry. It is a blueprint encoded with astrotheology, genetic alchemy, and star maps. He sought the plan of eternal life, the Abzu, the primordial waters, and even descended into the underworld.
He's every woman on Twitter.
He's every woman.
Who's the hippie chick that dances and has like all the sparkly shit around her? She got like super famous online and then disappeared.
And she like rapped, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that was Gilgamesh. Maybe it came back as her.
She's 3. She's full.
All right. Primordial, like all like right off the bat, this like he sought the plant of eternal life, the Abzu, the primordial waters, and even descended into the underworld. Star maps, bro. Genetic alchemy. What does that mean? His body, if found intact, would be a living relic of Nephilim blood, the forbidden hybrid lineage of divine and human DNA, outlawed by God, erased by flood, but kept in whispers by occult societies for millennia. The Freemasons, the Vatican, DARPA, and high-level Jesuit technocrats have long sought the blood of the gods, not only to worship it, but to weaponize it.
This dude for sure smelled like patchouli, dude.
Oh, dude, he smelled like frankincense and myrrh.
Dude, he has a cute little cat right there.
Yeah, dude, he's just a cat boy.
He's a cat boy. All right, let's look at these photos.
Gilgamesh, the first tyrant god. In the shadows of ancient Sumer, long before the rise of empires, there ruled a king, not wholly human. Gilgamesh, 2/3 god, 1/3 man. He was not born, but forged, the first of many divine hybrids. A prototype of control wrapped in flesh. He ruled Uruk with brutal pride, not a savior, a tyrant. His power unmatched, his will unchecked. The gods, watching their creation spiral, sent Enkidu to humble him, a wild man, unspoiled by civilization, but Enkidu's death became the spark of Gilgamesh's unraveling, sending him spiraling into obsession. He would conquer death itself. His journey led him through the deserts, underworlds, and to Utnapishtim. The immortal flood survivor who held the knowledge of life before the fall. But even after glimpsing forbidden truths, Gilgamesh failed. A serpent stole his last chance. Symbolic, precise, a reminder that immortality is guarded by ancient forces. People go to so many lengths just not to believe in
Dude,
Jesus.
when I'm 40, I'm hitting up the Utamash
Oh,
Fism, dude.
dude, you're getting the Gilgamesh, dude.
I will
He,
be death tonight.
he returned home broken, still a king, but hollow. His story was etched in stone not to inspire but to warn. Gilgamesh wasn't a hero. He was the blueprint of god kings, bloodline rulers, and false saviors to come.
Oh.
All right, next thread. Iraq.
Ooh,
Iraq.
setting the scene.
Situated between the Tigris and Euphrates, this land was once called Mesopotamia, the land between rivers. Here rose the first cities, the first kings, the first written language, and the earliest legal codes. But its soil is soaked in not just history, but in blood, secrets, and stolen power. Iraq was home to Sumer, Babylon, Akkad, and Assyria. These were not mere cultures. They were portals of knowledge, astronomy, alchemy, sorcery, and divine kingship. It was in Babylon that the Tower of Babel stood, a stargate of stone meant to pierce the heavens. It was there that Nimrod rebelled against the gods, and it was here that bloodline kingship was born, rulers claiming descent from Anunnaki, the sky gods who descended to shape mankind.
All right.
Next thread. The elite
Pretty
believe that
sweet
time is
looking,
cyclical. That what was once will be again. The tomb of Gilgamesh may not have simply been a burial site. It may have been a containment vault, a temporal lock put in place by ancient. So now we're in the plot of the Mummy. A temporal lock put in place by ancient priest kings to keep something from waking. Why else would a global superpower risk global condemnation to excavate one man's tomb? So they don't know the American government very well, if that's the question you ask. Because it wasn't just a body. It was a genetic ignition key to antediluvian past, before the flood, before Adam, when the world was ruled by hybrid kings and sky beings, a world now being rebuilt in shadows. Project Gilgamesh. Now we're finally into it.
Dude, when does Brendan Fraser come into the...
Dude, any minute now. He's going to be fat, but he's going to be there, dude. He's going to be eating a sandwich.
He's just crying because everyone's applauding him?
He's like, I'm fat, okay?
Dude.
Project Gilgamesh. There are confirmed reports of black site rituals conducted by, what does that mean? Conducted by military and intelligence operatives near the ancient city of Babylon between 2003 and 2005. Sigils carved into sand, blood drawn, private contractors brought in from aerospace programs. They weren't just studying the body, they were communing with it. Attempting to resurrect the mind of Gilgamesh to transfer the consciousness encoded in his preserved neural structure into machine substrates, Project Gilgamesh, the integration of Nephilim memory with artificial intelligence.
Oh, shit, dude.
If successful, it just got relevant. If successful, it wouldn't just bring back a dead king. It would open a Stargate to the, now we're into Stargate. It would open a Stargate to the old world, one that the flood was meant to close. So why would why would you want to do that?
It's Indiana Jones, dude. You're messing with stuff that you don't understand.
Yeah, but it's also like what world are you trying to shape? Like, you know, I don't know.
It's true.
So what did they find? Perhaps the better question is what found them. Because after they breached the tomb, Iraq became something else. A vortex of endless war, a curse zone, which, you know, read the Bible.
Which possibly also could have been because we toppled their government and just caused anarchy.
Maybe it's Gilgamesh. Maybe it's the massive oceans of oil and poppy that they have. Well, I guess that's more Afghanistan. But anyway, you see my point.
I see your point, dude.
Soldiers began reporting hallucinations, sleep paralysis, and visions of ancient beings made of shadow. That's called dehydration. Entire squads suffered simultaneous psychotic breaks. It wasn't PTSD. How do you know?
How do you know?
The tomb of Gilgamesh had been opened. The blood of kings had been harvested. The resurrection protocol had begun. Beneath the geopolitical chessboard lies a far older game, one played by entities who do not bleed and whose thrones are not of this earth. The elite do not seek money. They seek the keys to ancient thrones. And in deep underground facilities locked beneath 7 layers of security, Gilgamesh is probably no longer dead. He's being reconstructed. And they are waiting for the signal to crown him again. And
dang.
All right, so just off the bat, I'm going to say this would make one hell of a movie.
It really would, dude.
It would make a fantastic movie. I mean, it like literally, you're right. It would make like this is the Indiana Jones movie we should have got. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, color me skeptical. I think, in this part of the world, dude, there's always been war. There's always been. Now, is that the result of Gilgamesh? I don't know. And I'm not a scholar, so I'm not like, when it comes to history, like world history and world civilizations are not my strong point. I love American history, but that's because I live here and I have, vested interest in American history. But it's a fascinating idea. I don't know that, like, this premise gives a lot, like it gives a lot to, government militaries, and to think like if you are dealing with the Nephilim, if you're dealing with a hybrid human demon or hybrid human angel, or you're dealing with like gods of another world or demons or something of that sort, I don't know, dude. I don't know that, like,
maybe don't do it.
well, maybe don't do it, but also, like, who are you? Like, why is Gilgamesh going to come back and go, oh, Donald Rumsfeld sent you? All right, I'm listening. Oh, like, okay. You're the American CIA. Okay.
Oh,
what's
Hillary
America?
Clinton, come on into this portal,
Yeah,
dude.
like, the Clinton Foundation. Okay, let me stretch my legs a little bit, then we'll talk. I just feel like, I don't know, man. This is weird, and it's a great story. I don't buy it.
It's a great story. It also didn't elaborate too much on what I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to talk about like actual things that maybe were found, maybe like people that were involved in funding and pushing this agenda. It kind of didn't do that.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do after this, though. I'm going to go on YouTube and look up all the conspiracy theory documentaries on this, because it's going to be rocking.
Ooh, yeah.
And that alone is worth it. But I don't know, dude. I think people, that's the thing with conspiracy theories. Like, a lot of times, like, what's the it's like not a theory, but a law or something like that, where it's like, the simplest explanation is usually like the truth. And like, you can't really apply that to the US government because, but I don't know. I don't know. It feels like
the simplest reason for doing anything, for our government to do anything, is money. So possibly like, True. Oh, there's tons of gold in there. Okay, yeah, we'll go protect this tomb for you.
Yeah, and maybe, like, I don't know. I would think that like Iran would have something to say about this, or Syria, or some of the other local governments, and because there is stuff like the Ark of the Covenant that they claim like they're starting to get close to where it is. There's like Mount Ararat or whatever in Turkey, where the Noah's Ark, like the Turkish government won't let anybody go in and excavate that area.
Okay.
And they think that that's where Noah's Ark is. I do believe that there's like a unseen world that we can't fathom. But I don't know, like, when you look into things like, demons or evil forces, like, I think like movies have shaped, you know what I mean? Like, movies have shaped like people's opinion on that stuff. I don't think it's like a physical manifestation of things. I think it's like deception. Yeah. And I believe in the saying of like the greatest thing the devil ever did was convince people he didn't exist. Because like if you're moving from like, the point of like, I'm not real, I'm a myth, then like you can do way more damage, because
you have a lot more leeway to do what you want.
And people won't tie you to the crime, right, or whatever. But I don't know. It's fun to think about for sure. And now I can't stop thinking about what a rockin' Indiana Jones this would have been. Damn. Man, this would have been a rockin'
Still
Indiana
a chance,
Jones. Dude, they would be rocking. Like, if they want to come back, they're talking about doing a Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser for real, dude.
I'm in.
It's called The Whale. Bro, this is what we need to do. Next time we hang out, we need to imbibe on some beers, and we need to watch the Whale again, but we need to watch it we need to have like watch all the Mummy movies and then watch that as if it's the fourth Mummy movie, dude.
He's like depressed that life is over and he lost his girl, so now he just eats fried chicken and cries on the couch, dude.
The scene where he goes to the fridge, dude, is like,
dude, I saw the movie once, but it was an amazing movie, and
no, it wasn't.
I liked it.
It wasn't an amazing movie, dude.
I thought it was, dude. I thought
it was. Listen, I love Brendan Fraser.
It was an amazing performance.
They put a fat suit on Brendan Fraser, dude.
They did, but like
They
the
did,
opening
dude.
scene of him being pissed at the nurse that comes, but her leaving the bucket of fried chicken and him being so upset
Yeah,
about like being such a fat piece of shit, but then
yeah.
also like when he's eating it, you can see like the he's so satisfied from eating it that it like he pushes every I don't know.
Okay,
I
but
think
you're
it's
saying
great.
that. Let's break this down a little bit. You're saying that from the perspective of that it was funny, and
No, I'm
that's
saying
not the goal of that
I'm
movie,
not
dude.
saying it
That's
was
not the
funny. I
mission
was saying
statement.
that it was like emotional. Like me seeing like me being a chubby guy and understanding the want to get some Ben and Jerry's in me. Not at that rate, but I could see like fully giving up on everything and just finding like your only happiness is a bucket of fried chicken and you willing to sacrifice yourself for that, dude. And him playing it so well. It's like you and those little pies from Safeway, dude.
First of all, it's Walmart, and second of all, I don't
You'll
like.
do anything for him, dude.
I don't need a nurse to feed. I don't need a nurse to drop off little
Yet.
pies, dude. I don't know. That movie was like the typical. I love Brendan Fraser. Glad he like got all the accolades and like all that stuff. But what do they do? Like the people that should have won the awards of that movie are the people that did the fat suit. And
Yeah, it's fair.
even
His
then, the fat
performance was
suit was
great,
like,
dude. Didn't they give him like a 15-minute standing ovation? Like
dude,
I would feel so awkward. Like, yeah, it would be nice for like a minute or two, but those festivals, like the new thing now is like we're gonna keep clapping until our hands are bleeding.
yeah. But that's the festival thing. Especially, I think it was at like, what was it, Con, or
Can
yeah, I forget which one it was at, but like, yeah, that's cool. I'm
it's too
happy for
much,
him.
dude.
Happy for him, but I don't know. I didn't get that movie, and then
Now, would you have enjoyed it if he was at that festival and he was just eating a bucket of chicken, crying, dude?
oh, if he was method about it, dude, like if he was if he gained that weight and
Dude.
was like crying on screen because he wanted chicken,
He just
then I'd be like, oh,
levitates
dude,
after
oh,
10 minutes.
dude, this is the new Ben Hur. This
Dude,
is Gone with the Wind all over again. But the fat suit, I don't know. So anyway, all right, that's the Gilgamesh thing. That was pretty interesting, dude. I'm glad you
that
brought that up.
story's
Where do you
bullshit,
stand?
dude.
Did that okay? I was gonna ask you, did that like going through it make you believe it at all?
No, it felt like a history lesson, kind of what Gilgamesh is and like his backstory, but it
Yeah.
didn't explain anything about the operation to seize all those assets and open a portal. Which, like,
Yeah, and
obviously, if there were details of that actually happening, I'm pretty sure we would have heard it, other than reading it on what was this guy's? Oh, shout out to Biofeedback 369, by the way.
yeah. I'll tell you the line in those tweets and that thread that made me go, man, I don't buy it. Is the elites don't want money,
No, yeah.
and it's like they didn't do a good job of explaining like what do they want to resurrect Gilgamesh for?
Yeah,
Like
and
what's
like
what's the
what
means to the end?
power are they trying to reach by doing all
Yeah,
of this? It didn't
it's like
explain it at all.
it was like the last Mission Impossible movie, The Final Reckoning, where it's like, why would the AI? I mean, that's the one question about that movie that I have. I liked it, but there was one question that because I saw it twice. Like the one question I had was like, why does the AI want to end all humanity?
What movie was it? I missed you saying it.
Mission Impossible: The Final
Oh,
Reckoning.
yeah.
But then it's like that's where you go. Okay, it's a movie. Tom Cruise is like on a plane flipping around, and that's the point. But yeah, it's like there's just certain things where it's like I don't know. It doesn't answer the question. It brings up more questions than it answers. And
Yeah.
obviously, the guy on Twitter isn't going to have the answers for it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll go down the rabbit hole and do a follow up next week, dude.
Do you know what also makes me a little bit skeptical about this? Is
It's
going
on X.
further. It's on X, but because it's on X, you go further down and you see people's reactions, and you see this guy using GIFs to like be funny, and then also like tell people to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, I don't know.
and also like people doubling down with even
There's some really funny.
dude.
He just responds with GIFs, dude.
Lonnie Malador at PTSD Barnum, which is a hilarious name. This is where it got dumb. Shit was hot fire until you decided to add wordplay. Wordplay always means fake and dumb. I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, dude.
All right, dude. I got a baby who's awake. I'm watching her on the cam. She's standing up yelling at me, but she's on silent, so I can't hear her. But see if she'll like cry herself back to sleep.
Okay.
Do you want to go? Let's get into our friends that don't know we exist over at Code Blue Cam. We've done a series of commentary on police body cam videos, and thanks for everybody out there who's given us feedback on stuff and where we fall short or what you like about it. Or we're here for all that stuff. We want to know like what makes those videos fun to watch with us watching them, and so it's cool. Like I love every feedback, even if it's feedback. It's like, you know, I saw one comment that was like, "Are we watching a police body cam video or idiots who think they know everything?" And yeah, sure, that can exist too. And you know,
also,
and
I
like,
watch those movies or those clips too, and I can't think of one time that we're like, oh, we know the answer. Instead, we're like, and I don't know shit.
Well, and you know, I think maybe people click on it wanting to watch the police body cam video, and please, like we always put the link to the actual video. So if you don't want to hear us talking over it, or you know, laughing or crying, or you know, in our own post stoner brain trying to determine why police do what they do or why people do what they do, you know, we get it, but this is fun,
but
we enjoy doing it.
Like, follow, and subscribe.
I think, like, you know, yeah, still give us a like though, don't, and still, like,
you can hate
subscribe.
us and still give us a like.
There's something called hate watching and there's something called hate subscribing, and we'll accept both of them. We'll take the view, we'll take it, and you know,
I'm hate streaming right now.
I don't need the dislike. You know, if you want to, like, let's do opposite day on these videos. If you if you dislike us, like us anyway. Just go against your nature to hate us and like us. All right. So this first video, I'll be really honest with you. I haven't watched this one, and I don't know if it's better. I was thinking about this today. It's like, you know, in the vein of like Mystery Science Theater, where like you and I are both huge fans of and love, and you know, I'm talking about thrift stores. I bought the Mystery Science Theater Volume 1 on DVD, and it's 4 movies, and it's just like every one you pop on and you laugh, and it's great.
It's just silly, yeah. They're
just
catch
so
you off
good at
guard
it.
with
and they're so good at it, and like a lot of times with Mystery Science Theater, like what you're thinking lines up with what they say or something, or in your brain you're like, that's a point where you can make fun of it, and then they always come through. So obviously we're not comparing ourselves to them because they're masters, but I'm just saying, like, you know, in a world that's chaotic and crazy and sad things happen every day, it's all right. So I think it's all right to laugh and watch these videos together. So the first one, I don't know what this one's about. I know that the thumbnail's fire, and I mean that literally and metaphorically, because there's literally fire in the thumbnail, and it looks great. So
it looks great. I didn't realize that we had people in our chat.
Oh, sorry.
We have like 30 messages.
Sorry, guys. It's probably better that way. We get distracted easily. Unless it was about somebody offering good deals on VHS. Is it the usual fare, Vince, or is it?
We have Republican rules, Democrats drool.
Okay.
And Thrick 3.
Okay.
And they also wanted us to know that X is Twitter now. Wait, no, Twitter is X now. They went.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Look,
unless it went back. Did it go back? It's like HBO Max.
We know, dude. Yeah, no, nobody has like buyer's remorse worse than HBO. But yeah, I know it's X, but it was better. Like, you know, objectively, it was better when it was called Twitter, and that's what I know about it.
It's fair. There's still
tweets. Like, what's up, guys? Sorry we missed your comments. Republicans drool, Democrats drool. I feel like that's a troll account. I want to know why we haven't gone to the moon in decades. Well, I don't know. I think we found all we.
Supposedly, China went to the moon, and they're on the backside of the moon, and they haven't.
What do we need to go to the moon for? That's my question. Like, what do we need to go back to the moon for? I think like the first time we went, right? It was mostly just to beat the Russians.
Did we go though?
I think we went.
You think so?
I think we went.
Think so?
Dude, I flip-flopped on that, but I think like when I come down to it, I think we went to the moon, and I think
do you think that it was the one that they filmed and sent back to us, and the president talked to them live, even though there's like an 8-minute delay?
No, I think they filmed things. I definitely think they filmed things, but I think they filmed things in the event that it didn't happen.
But I feel like they showed that video. I don't think that they actually what we saw was not even conspiracy. I don't think it happened. Okay.
That's
Not
fine.
the way that they told us. We could have gone there, but I don't think the broadcast was real.
You're entitled to you're entitled to your own opinion, and like that's great. And I can see why people would believe that. I don't know. There's so many other people. There's like so many people involved in that aren't just like the main people. Like there's administrators and stuff. And when it comes down to like, and if you watch anything on Neil Armstrong, dude, it's a pretty amazing story. Like
yeah, but then even there's like interviews of him saying it was fake.
No, there's not.
There are, dude. Also, we got Thrick3 saying that there's no way we went to the moon, so it's 2-on-1, my man.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, like that's fine.
Like you and Kimster Kiss think it's real. That's how you know you're wrong.
The moon holds significant potential for harvesting precious metals, including rare earth elements, gold and platinum. Sure, but you know you could also send a satellite up to like an asteroid and I know there's like companies forming to do that. Like you don't need a manned mission to go and
random
do that.
topic, like I see all this stuff about buying rare metals like silver and gold and stuff. I would hate to put all of my money into that and then like 10 years down the road have these people be like, "Oh, we found a meteorite that has more gold than we've ever had and now the market's just completely flush with gold." Yeah. Which I can see happening.
Yeah, and far be it from me to take, to take somebody named Republicans rule, Democrats drool seriously. So, take that for what you will.
Play Freebird.
Play Freebird.
Have you seen, there's a video, I think is it Billie Eilish? She's singing. Dane sent it to me. She's singing at a concert and someone throws a shoe. And then on X or Twitter or even YouTube, someone in the comments put...
It's called Twitter. Don't fold to the chat, dude. It's Twitter.
No, X is Twitter now, so it's back to Twitter. Someone threw a shoe, and then the comment under it was quotations, "I said play Freebird." It's so funny, dude. Dane was like crying, laughing.
Dude, my dad, stuff. When we were growing up, the highest compliment he could give a song, he'd go, "Hey, if I could play the guitar like that, I'd just sit in my closet all day and never come out."
Was he talking about a guitar?
What are you saying here, Dad? What are you telling me? It was usually always like centered around Culture Club and Boy George too, so that's the weird part.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, I get the like precious minerals thing, and your boy Democrats drool. This helium-3, this rare isotope is crucial for clean nuclear fusion energy and is also found on the Moon 6. That's fine, but also I can go to Party City right now and get a tank of helium for like $20. So what do we need to go to the moon for to get it?
That's true, man.
Just go to Party City, dude.
If it's that valuable, why are they putting them in balloons? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, and you failed to mention that it makes your voice super high pitched and funny. Like that's the real reason that we should,
I went to Red Robin when I was a kid and they had balloons and then I inhaled helium for the first time and I did it and I had a panic attack because I was so nervous that I messed up my vocal cords and I'd never go back.
Yeah.
I came back.
You know what that's called? Being a pussy.
Yeah, dude. My dad hit me for saying something, but
good.
Yeah.
Good. I love your stories. It's like you lived in the 1970s.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's get to this video, dude. More like I love this conversation though. I want to keep hearing what you guys in the chat will believe because Oliver Stone tells you it's true.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat is on my side that
that's fun, dude. That doesn't whatever. You're an authoritarian, dude.
Have you seen? I don't know what ancient cultures talked about it, but there's supposedly a few different ancient cultures throughout the world that all have the same story of the non-existence of the moon and when it appeared.
No, but I mean
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but maybe it was cloudy. Maybe
it
was
sound
cloudy.
Like I'm drunk and I have no alcohol. That's pretty crazy.
So Republicans rule Democrats. Republicans rule Democrats drool. Speaking of panic attacks, you see that chick have a panic attack and fall out of the chair? Dude, I saw that. I had a whole conversation with my wife about that because I was like what? Why would you take a situation in which you like the chance of something like that is it could happen. Like you catch the wrong gust of wind and you're going down, and
those are the videos we should be watching, dude.
But why take that? Why take an instance where you're afraid of something happening and there's a slight chance that it might, and then making it 100% that it's going to happen?
Well, if I was having a panic attack about being up there, I don't think I would get rid of all safety measures to make it happen. Like, if anything,
That's
I would be
what you
holding
said.
on. Yeah. Well, I said it better.
Bro, when I see the vatos on the beach that are taking me up in the parasail with a bottle of tequila in their hand, that's where I have the panic attack. And I'm like, no, I'm cool, dude.
So you're not getting up there.
Can you imagine me getting up on a parasail, dude? Number one, you'd have to have 2 parasails. Number 3, I'd panic before I even got off the shore, dude.
You're like
You know
me
what
with
I'm
the
saying? And
helium, dude.
If they plied me with helium before I did it, I would just start crying, dude. There'd be memes of me, or I'd be a GIF.
What would you? Okay, this is kind of messed up. But would you rather be the girl that fell to her death, or would you rather be the guy that lived for the rest of your life being the panic attack baby on the internet?
Dude, I've thought about that, and I almost thought about like writing a short script. It's called Viral, and it's about because like back in the day when when edibles were involved in my life, I would get paranoid that I would crap my pants in like a very public place.
But it was
and then,
every time, dude.
Like imagine going to a theme park and you think you crapped your pants. If you crapped your pants and then you walked out, like, you'd have to walk out of the theme park. In this day and age, somebody's videoing you, somebody's taking a picture, and then you get like, or call it like maybe the script is called, instead of viral, it's called The Price of Fame. And it's like, yeah, you get famous, but the monkey's paw, and it's for shit in your pants.
You're shit pants boy, dude.
Shit pants boy.
I would get so high and we'd go to Disneyland, and it's not even that I was having a panic attack that I may have shit my pants. I was like comfortable with the fact that I shit my pants, and I was like, okay, well this happened, and we're leaving, and I'm just gonna have to walk this 3.5 miles back to the car with shit in my pants.
Yeah,
and I didn't. I never had shit in my pants.
No, you never, like, see, that's the thing is, like, you have 3, I think I shit in my pants experiences, and then by the 4th time, you're like, I didn't shit in my pants.
But that 4th time is the time you shit your pants.
No, the 4th time is, like, you overcome. That's the thing with, drugs that make you feel different or hallucinate. It's like, if you do them enough, on the other side of it, you go, okay, I've been here before, and like the thing I thought was going to happen never happens. You know,
but
and
why
like,
is it always the fear that you shit your pants? Is that because it's like the most
tapping into your
embarrassing?
subconscious? No, it's in your subconscious. That's what you're afraid of. Like when you take, like if you take psychedelics, the thing that comes out when you're on psychedelics is the things that you have buried in your. So it's like fears, it's memories, and sometimes it's really good because it forces you to kind of face them head on.
Yeah,
but other
my
times,
helium story. I'm so scared.
Yeah, like you just stare at the helium tank and you're like, one day they're gonna need you for nuclear fission, and then like,
someone mine the moon so I could have this fun.
So there's like, at the start of that, if you do psychedelics in a correct manner, and you do them sparingly and you don't do them recreationally, like there's good things that come out of that because like you're forced to deal with whatever's in your head.
Yeah.
And then you build up, like you can take that and apply that outside and just like your sober brain where you're like, okay, like the things in my life that I build up that I tell myself are going to be the worst things ever, they never end up being the worst things ever.
That's true.
So like,
although I did take mushrooms with my stepbrother and we went to the college down the street and we laid in the grass. And he was freaking out saying that there were spiders biting him all over the place. And I was like, it's just the mushrooms, just relax. And then the next day he had spider bites all over his body.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they also like heighten your senses, you know what I mean?
True.
So like you're
so possibly we did shit our pants at Disneyland and we just
somewhere we're famous on the internet, we just hasn't found us yet, dude. So and I'm not saying that I took psychedelics. I'm saying that
is all.
If you did do that, then, and when you were young and, you were needing a stimuli. All right, let's watch this police body cam video.
All right, is someone on fire?
The thumbnail on this video is just somebody on like an apartment on fire. I that's kind of spoilers. I feel like we kind of know where this is going to get to. It's like modern movie trailers. You go to see a movie and you're like, well, they just told me the entire movie. You all right? You're fighting it?
I'm fine. I lost.
All right, let's get this bad boy going.
All right, let's do it.
In December 2,
you got to push play. It messes up every time I do it.
I can't hear it.
In December 2023, dispatch received a report of an individual violating a restraining order in Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. A woman stated that she had been living with 56-year-old Todd Hartzey, with whom she was in a relationship. After filing for a restraining order against Todd, he was served with the legal papers that day. In response, he physically fought with the woman at the home, damaged property, and threatened to burn the house down. He then attempted suicide by inhaling fumes from Axe body spray.
Oh,
A deputy soon
dude, that's the
arrived
worst
and
way to
observed
go out.
Todd inside the residence,
Hold on, that was
refusing to
crazy.
come
I'd rather
out while
fall off
holding
a
can
parasite
of
Hold on,
gas.
pause that, dude. He-
Axe body spray.
What scent do you think he decided was going to be the last scent he ever smelled?
He's all, I'm going out to Arctic Blast. I'm going down to Phoenix. I'm filling these lungs with Evergreen Terrace.
Only Todd from Sheboygan would think that he could die by inhaling Axe body spray.
Well, that was the cheapest thing that they had on sale at Walmart. That's really like whatever. Like he chose Axe because it was on sale that week.
So,
wasn't
Todd,
gonna-
you smell terrible.
He's all, the arsenic was $300 a pint.
I'm scared of helium.
Oh,
It's gonna change me.
contact with a
forever.
female.
At that point, the deputy was uncertain
Dude.
whether the woman was still
Rooster,
inside the home.
America Rooster
And by
flag.
the way,
Oh,
if you're
hell yeah.
interested in
That's
truly
patriotism.
chilling stories, check out our new channel, Beneath the Badge, where
Go
we
check out
dive into
Beneath the
the
Badge.
gripping and
I'm
intense
gonna-
I'll
moments
probably
of
cut-
first responders.
I'll probably cut this out.
See the
'cause I'm-
link below.
whatever, but go check
Come
it
on,
out.
man.
I'll leave it. I'm leaving it. What do you think of that
Dude,
apartment smells like besides Axe?
Just pure Phoenix, dude.
Oh, dude. Bro, that escalated
Fire
so
starter.
quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Away from me.
Dude,
So the axe didn't work, so he just decided to catch the house on fire? Oh, wow.
Dude,
Wait, what's on their to-do
dude, put it
list?
down.
Away.
it
Put
says
it down. Is my other deputy
mom's
inside?
shit list. That guy better be on the number one
Where is
spot.
he?
It just says Todd over and over and over.
What? What?
Why do you have to burn down the cat?
66, where you at?
I have nothing to live for. I'm dying anyway.
Tim, where you
I
at?
inhaled the whole thing of Axe body spray.
Get your hands by your back! Get your
I'm going into the other world. Smell good, buddy.
I'm not f***ing around!
The house is on fire.
I'm dying. I can't.
What do you need, Tim? Tim, what do you need? Tim, what do you need?
I can't breathe.
I
Give
need
me
to
the
get out
other
of this
hand.
house. It's
Give me
burning
your
currently.
hand.
I can't breathe. I took an inhaler. I'm gonna die.
Hold his hands, I got his hands.
I'm gonna die.
Let go of your f***ing hand.
I'm not doing it.
Alright, he's handcuffed. Get your ass up.
If I
Get your
don't
hands-
hold my hand, I'm
Get up.
spraying
I
more
can't
Axe.
get up. I gotta
Bring him in here. Okay, come in here.
What are they doing?
He's all, I drank a whole thing of Anchor spray.
get up.
'Cause I'm an Axe man.
Bring him in here, close that door.
My legs don't.
We gotta get him out.
Get
Not
up.
right now.
Due to Todd's lack of cooperation and the heavy smoke inside the home, deputies
They
were
let him
forced to
die.
leave him behind.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Oh, dude, they did.
Todd got his
Really
wish, dude.
did.
All right, maybe this is me saying that I know better. But I do feel like that fire, although it's a mobile home and that's probably the only exit, I feel like that fire was manageable enough. They just walked through it to get out. I feel like they could have saved Todd. No?
Dude, well, here's what you got to worry about, dude. You got to worry like gas lines.
Especially if Todd burps, dude.
You got to worry. Like I'm surprised they just hog tied him and left him in there. That's a Red Dead Redemption.
They
move,
really
dude.
did, dude.
That's what you do in Red Dead Redemption, dude. When somebody mouths off to you online, you hog tie them, and then you pour what is it? You pour kerosene all over them, and
Yeah.
you light them on fire right away, dude.
Yeah, I've
That's what they
played
did.
Red Dead Online with you, and that's all we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, dude. Even when you're on my team, I do that to you.
Every time I stopped playing because of it.
Yeah, I know you. And I pulled out the helium.
Well, I'm gonna die.
145 to
Start
she's
spraying
handcuffed
yourself
inside
with
the
Axe.
residence. We had to evacuate.
Is this Todd Cam?
You good? Yeah.
No,
Here,
Todd's
one second,
dead,
hold on.
dude.
Dispatch. We need fire to.
Todd's
on
roasted.
33.
Dude, Todd did burn down the cat scratch tree
Suspect
thing.
is still down in the house.
Dude, save the
He's
chicken
gonna be
flag.
in a bedroom. Get a fire extinguisher.
What else? I don't know.
Marshmallows?
Do you have any baby powder in there? You have any Axe spray? Sometimes you can counteract a fire with more Axe.
The deputy then quickly retrieved breaching tools for the bedroom window where Todd was located.
Where we cuffed him.
Dude, Todd's just taking in all that smoke, dude.
They cuffed the guy and left him in the mobile home,
Get
dude.
back. Go to the other residence.
Bro, he's already a goner. He inhaled a whole can.
He was gone before we even went in there. He smells like a nightclub. Like an under 21 nightclub.
He smells like 13-year-old Vince.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's in a.
I hope
handcuffed
Todd is
in
like,
the other
I
room."
can't believe you left me in there. Dude, I can't believe it.
Todd sued the sheriff's
started here.
department
I
for
was dying.
$40 million.
That cat just ran in there.
I got it.
The cat's stupider than Todd is.
Yeah, dude.
The cat's like, save the axe. The cat's name is Axe.
It is, dude.
I don't know. I don't know if
Phoenix.
that's him on the other side. What's that? You got another one? I'll just at least contain it if you want to hand me that. Okay. Do you want to help Tim on that side? I don't know what he's doing. Yes, there's someone in there.
R.I.P. Todd, dude.
Dude.
They have a nice shed. Their
Todd's
shed's
lungs look
nicer
like
than
a
their
house
house.
from the 70s.
I got one, yep. It's at least it was contained when we were in there in here, but
Todd's lungs look like a
he's in a
Cracker
bedroom
Barrel
over there.
bathroom.
We had to get out. He was fighting with us, so he didn't want to come out.
Is he cuffed?
Yeah.
Todd's lungs are on
66
wick.
dispatch. If they have a rescue truck, whatever. I need them expedited 1033 here. I need a ladder and some breaching tools.
We managed to save the VHS tapes.
But we killed Todd.
He had all the original Friday the 13th, so we didn't want to see that
You
go.
want to try? Yeah.
He already axed it
I'll
to
at least
death.
just contain this.
Hopefully we could save it and they're not
That's
moldy.
probably what I'm gonna need later.
Is this the bedroom he's in by chance?
No, he's in a further one on that side of the house.
False.
I can't believe they
No, I'm
left
good
him to
that
die,
way.
dude.
Smoke inhalation and everything.
They red debbed him. I mean, in their defense, he
have
said he
any?
was already dead.
Thank you. Is that another one?
That's true.
All right, thanks.
I love how he's like, I
You guys
took an
got a fire
inhalant.
extinguisher
That
on
doesn't
board?
count.
Anybody got a fire extinguisher?
Ma'am, go to the neighbor's house. Nope, go in the neighbor's house.
Dude, can I get my cat? To hell with Todd.
Her husband's just
Natalie,
choking,
the
dude.
fire's able to safely get through here. He's right in the bedroom right over here.
Is there more on fire?
This just keeps going
I
up,
agree.
but it's
Save
just
the
smoky at this
VHS, dude.
point, so we're
That guy's
we're
got
doing
all
fine
the
on
Smokey and
that.
the
Are you
Bandit
good?
movies.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know
Can't
what you
find
put
those.
on that. Probably gas. I would
So I
assume,
need to go
but
in
it
there. I
keeps
got
lighting
Big
up,
Top
whatever
Pee Wee
it
on
is.
VHS.
He's all the Disney clamshells are
66
black
dispatch. I forgot to
diamonds.
mention There's a taser deployment before this all kicked off.
I have a
That's
wrapped
$300.
deep blue in
Kicked
there.
off.
Yeah. Yep.
Lake Placid, director's cut. You can't even
You all
find.
right there, bud? Hey,
He recorded
I
it
want
off
you to lay on the
TV.
ground. You'll
I
get
just
more
bought
air that
Geely.
way. He's still good. He's just laying there, but
He had every
Of course, I
episode of
lost my
Friends in
fucking
order
flashlight.
by season. Now, you want to lose that?
do you have any breathing apparatus or anything?
In my truck yet, no.
Okay, do you
Engines
have,
are out.
do you
Do you have
have
any,
any breaching tools?
Yeah.
So I only have Old
Yeah,
Spice. I don't know.
Block off that entrance down there.
Fire extinguisher yet, or-
Yeah, if you got it, but yeah, go park by 44
Yeah, you
down
can
there.
go put Todd out, I guess.
That window there. No, I want to f it up as much as possible. See if I can get that thing open.
Dude,
Is it already entered?
so here's my question.
Window open?
Yeah.
Are these guys going to get in trouble for just leaving somebody in a mobile home that's on fire?
I honestly, I would imagine so. And then
I would
also,
imagine so.
although that fire wasn't big, them inhaling those fumes, especially a
But
cat tower, you're dead, dude.
Why are you? Yeah, dude, because that whole apartment smells like piss, dude.
Oh yeah.
And they're just inhaling fumes and whatever. What is it? Pneumonia, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't understand why they went in there and cuffed him. Why didn't they just grab him and pull him out and let it burn, baby?
I really don't know, dude.
Like, it makes no sense.
Or like, if you were planning on running, they rushed through the fire to handcuff him and then rushed back out. Like, if it was that much of an emergency,
Yeah.
maybe you don't go in at all.
It's
Maybe
like
you don't
they-
leave the guy in there on his own after
It's
you
like
cuff him.
The only reason they went in there was to make sure that he died.
That he died, dude.
They're like, I'm gonna go and ensure Todd's death. He's telling us he's already dead. I want to see it to the very end.
It's the one time that the police department did something for you. Like, Todd asked for this. They gave it to him.
yeah.
Everything that was cooking was in the kitchen. Yeah. They keep
They're not gonna
floating
waste
it down,
a
or
bullet
putting
on
flames
Todd.
down.
You want it taken out?
This right here. Take out as much as you can. Let's get
They're
that
also
other window
nonchalant.
breached as well. Get some more air.
Luckily, we found the local
Not feeling the
AAA
best.
man to help us break some windows.
Chief, you
I just
doing
want a
good
neighbor
yet?
to come out and go, you know, y'all, I got a hose.
Too much smoke.
Todd always does
Yeah,
this.
he's handcuffed inside. He was resisting, and it was the flames.
No,
were
he wasn't.
tall
He
on
was
the side
handcuffed and hogtied.
smoke and everything.
Man, you doing all right?
I'm dead.
I'm dead. I told you. You made sure of it.
I have no idea.
I was
but
kidding.
I've hit that with 3 or 4 fire extinguishers already. 4 of them.
I'm in contact with the suspect.
Dude, Axe body spray when it's on fire is like
We got most of the
napalm.
house ventilated, but
He's gonna
still waiting
implode,
on
dude.
Fire until
That's why we lost Vietnam.
What's the name?
Todd's a
On that
walking
subject.
bomb, dude.
Hey, Todd, look at me, buddy.
I can't. My eyes are
We just
jelly.
couldn't take it
I
anymore.
maced
It was-
myself.
It just got so
My
smoky.
nose literally
Jesus
melted
Christ.
off my face. It's on
My
the floor. I'm
eyes
looking
are
at it.
jelly.
I mean, it's better.
That's good
My
because
nipples are now
the
just hard as a rock.
Ventilation's coming in this way, so he's good that way.
You out?
So you guys got him handcuffed?
$20.
Yeah,
Todd's
Tim was in here
alive.
fighting with him.
I'll
and
take that
tased
bet,
him,
dude.
And I rolled in, and he got him on the ground. And the fire was just
Dude,
climbing
if
up.
Todd wasn't,
And,
if Todd
he
wasn't
was gonna
hogtied,
resist,
he
I
would have
told
cracked
him
a
we
beer
gotta
by
get out of
now.
here,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
If we weren't gonna hit it with
He'd
Todd
been
looks
over
like
the
the
Pats.
lead singer of
this was
Metallica right now.
climbing quick.
He'd be watching a Packer game with a
I know, I'm
Paps,
trying to get you some help, buddy.
complaining that his Paps
You
got
got mad or
warm.
anything?
Through all of this, Todd turned on the television.
Something, yeah.
Is he walking?
No, he's on
He's
the
on
ground
Rebazon.
gasping for air, yeah.
So King of the Hills, come back for revival season. I gotta
Bobby's
check it.
20 now.
Is he burned?
No,
Hold on, let me
luckily
spray.
not. Just smoke though. He started lighting everything up in front of me, and then started the house on fire. I went in, tased them through the hallway, through the fire, went around, and then got
Purple
him in
then.
custody. But by the time we were trying to get his
I
ass out
throat
of there, it was
checked
just
him.
fucking pitch smoke from here all the way up.
When we were
broke his
trying
Adam's
to get cuffs
apple.
on him, it sounded like he might have consumed into like something that he said that he's gonna die anyways. I don't know what
So we
what
left
he had
him.
taken, but
So we let it happen. We let
What's going
nature
on
take
today,
its
buddy?
course.
We're gonna get you out of there. But why is
Look
this
at him.
happening
He's dead,
today?
dude.
Well, I'm out if you freaking.
Oh, I just earned
Go in
20
there,
bucks,
dude.
dude.
he's a bigger guy. We might need 2 or 3 people to do that. Whatever that is keeps reigniting. I've went through 3 or 4. This is actually my
Where's the
fifth
fire department?
extinguisher on it.
Where's our young lady?
Oh,
that
they
called
heard it
us
was
in?
Todd's
This one
residence,
here?
so they were like,
Can you
we're
open
gonna
the
take this
door?
one
Is
off.
the one that called us in
Bro,
with
it's
you?
Todd
Yeah,
again.
she's with me.
Can I talk with her?
Yeah, come on in.
Well, are you gonna hog fire and light the house on fire? Cause no.
He's like, well, we killed your husband, but in
Okay, I
all
was kinda
fairness,
confused 'cause I
he
didn't
said he
think
was
that
already
the
dead.
neighbor was the one
Are you here to
calling us
protect
in.
and serve, or are you here to burn down
There's
and
nobody
hog
else in the
tie?
house, right? Just him?
Just him and my cat.
So what happened was
Here to
he
instigate and
started
kill.
the place on fire. Basically dumped gasoline on top of that fire and then started walking down the hallway saying it's done. I tased him, got him in custody. However, because of the smoke, I wasn't able to stay in there any longer. I couldn't breathe. He's still alive.
And honestly,
He's
it's,
laying up
you know,
against
my
it. We
life's
had him
more
on the
important
ground,
than
so it's
his.
the best place for him to be at. I opened and breached the window. We got air in there, so there's at least air movement, and it's actually rather clean in that room for smoke right now.
Okay.
What did he say to you?
Bro,
that
we
kicked
cleaned the
this
room a
all
little
off?
bit.
We tidied up, made sure the VHS weren't dusty or smoked. You know,
Sorry, I can't.
You're gonna wanna-
Surprisingly, all the cat shit kept Todd safe.
Thank you.
it's a great investment if you fall on hard times. So we know that.
All right, man. We're gonna try to grab you quick.
All right, let's go. Come on. We gotta do this quick. You got him.
We're gonna drag you through the embers.
Through the ashes.
We're gonna make sure your skin burns
You want to just
on the
bring him
way out.
downstairs this way?
Dude, why didn't they do that? Oh, this is infuriating. Get it?
Eviction and restraining order. He said it wasn't going to end the way I thought it was going to end.
What? That the cops are gonna come over and hog tie him and kill him? Because
And then
he was right.
So I expected
And
the
I
Axe
heard
body
him
spray to kill him, but
and
not
he's
the
got
cops.
Problems.
yeah.
I heard him spraying something.
Do you know what that was?
Axe.
Axe body spray. That's a good way to get high, but I don't think it's gonna kill him.
We were able to extract that gentleman out of the residence.
Is it a good way to get high?
I wish he asked what scent it
Squirted
was.
right in his mouth.
Yeah, well, at the end
He's
of
like,
the
oh
day,
shit, what scent?
I gotta go make contact with those guys. I'm gonna have somebody come here and take the investigation. So just bear with me, okay?
Okay. Sit.
Sure.
Can't breathe.
You all right?
No, I can't breathe. I got thin.
You guys got him out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got him out.
Oh, fire just went in there for him.
Oh, well, it's
Good
'cause we're not
communication, dude.
We're not communicating with anybody.
Get the cats.
He's out. We got him out.
Get the cats.
Can't breathe.
Can't breathe. What did you inhale
Get the
before
Chuck
the
Norris
fire? What were you
collection.
inhaling before the fire? Let's get him further away from the.
Arctic blast.
Kimster kiss. Go in there and save the
I
Beanie
couldn't even
Babies.
see him. That was a blind tase.
You able to
My
stand?
legs are bad, but I can probably
Todd
walk.
just screaming, my Hot
Let's not try.
Wheels.
Let's just drag him. If you're
I've
somebody
got
able to get
Frampton
one
Comes
outside.
Alive on
I can
cassette,
walk.
8-track,
Don't
and
do that,
45.
please.
Why are you saving me?
Well, we were asking you to walk for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, the house was on fire and I'm hogtied. So sorry,
It's just a
officer, I
restraining order
couldn't do it.
paperwork. And he basically
I'm
said
not
this isn't gonna,
Superman.
he said this is going to end well. When the other room started sucking down Axe body spray, like he's got like that.
That's how I'm
So
gonna go,
She was
dude.
worried that I was going to close off his lungs, but then when I got here,
Oh man, I'm not saying I wish that Todd died, but I would have liked to see the grave marker that said he went out on his axe.
Just a cement can of Axe, dude.
It's a water feature, so there's just constant flow of
Oh, he's
axe
sitting there-
constantly coming out in his memory.
Everyone
It's
in the
like-
afterlife is, how'd you go? Well, I was hogtied and I swallowed a whole can of Axe.
or he's sitting there with the
How'd you die? Cancer. Oh,
gasoline already poured on the floor, and then he was lighting.
Well, it wasn't only Axe.
piece
The
of
cops came
paper.
in and
So he
hogtied
eventually
me
got
and
on
threw me in the
fire, made
embers.
entry
and-
through
I was
there.
actually a little bit
Everyone-
high. That was
No.
it.
Fire about 3-4 feet high, and then he was pouring more gas on top of that.
okay.
And then that's when he started going in the other room. I didn't know where she was. I didn't know if she was.
She
with me.
would, yeah.
So I tased.
Yeah,
him
I just got
blindly.
here,
All I
but
could
I
see was
know.
Smoke, but I heard him
I'll
go
tell
down.
you
I
what
jumped through all
happened.
that. And then got him into the I sucked him into the bedroom because everything was piling up with smoke at that point. That's when deputies got with me, and then we got.
Boy,
him in
he's making this
cuffs, but then
story
it was
real
like-
heroic sounding, dude.
Yeah.
Climbed
We all
with the-
we all
put
saw
on
what he
that fire
did.
when we were
At the end,
inside.
he's like, how do I delete
I didn't think
this?
we were getting out of that.
I was gonna go through the window if we had
How do
to.
you bleach bit a body cam? Anybody know?
Getting up. I mean, he was resisting the whole time.
Now, is there a YouTube link you could send me on how to delete this?
Well, I'm going to the hospital
For yourself.
for myself.
For myself,
You need to go yourself.
because I'm here to protect and
Probably
serve,
do too, yeah.
and also
I think me and him are
preserve
gonna get checked out regardless.
my own life.
Just for how much we inhaled.
So yeah, I'm going to
Okay,
Radio
so
Shack.
I thought
They're
your
gonna
lip
help
was
me out
bloody.
with
Oh no,
deleting this.
yeah.
You're covered in
I've got shit up my nose. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Tim. What are we supposed to do? He's resisting us.
When I
mean,
ran out of the house like a
whole-
pussy,
the whole
I,
hallway there was
inhaled some
getting
smoke.
engulfed.
Yeah. It kind of cleared up there when I saw him.
Does he live here?
You opened
I
a window
didn't
and it
sound
cleared
like
up. I don't know
sounded
why
like
you
there was a
ran
restraining
out,
order
Bob.
against him.
That was granted.
That's
a
Officer
temporary one was
Grant.
granted today.
You butthole.
Today.
We tried to
Dude,
cause a
was this Thursday?
backdraft,
No,
but
that's
it
how you
failed.
find out.
He was watching. He was in there watching that backdraft and thought he was Kurt Russell
it for
because
you
the axe
guys?
got him all geeked up.
Really? Were we ever involved? Were we involved at all? Yeah. In a couple of them.
I didn't realize that it was actually burning inside.
Oh yeah.
It said,
Oh yeah. Oh, because I came around and it was already.
Dude, this
it was already
is
started.
a crazy
and
good
Tim,
video.
They were rolling in the other room.
The cops were arrested.
As a result, Todd
They let
was
him
charged
go
with
because
felony
he
counts of
faced enough
arson,
punishment.
criminal damage to property, battery,
And
misdemeanor
huffing.
counts of disorderly conduct,
Wait.
resisting obstructing an officer, and intentionally abuse a hazardous substance. The majority of these charges were classified as domestic abuse.
Dude, they
and
threw
repeat
that at him.
offenses.
Are you
He was
serious?
Yeah, they did.
subsequently given a cash bond set at $250,000. About 3 months later, Todd was found guilty due to a no contest plea for arson and battery. The other charges were dismissed at the prosecutor's request. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison, followed by 10 years of extended
he?
supervision.
Look at shit.
And again, don't forget
He's
to
behind
visit
him.
our storytelling channel,
Dude,
Beneath the
what?
Good on you. Good
for
on
a
you.
glimpse into
Dude,
I want to
first
recap of what
responders
happened to
fa-
those cops, dude. 'cause
Here's a
there's No way
question.
they got away with that.
I know Dane's in the chat. Dane, if you know the answer to this, because you know a lot about this stuff. So was that not his mobile home? Was that somebody else's? I thought that was his. Is that not his house?
I think
Quote
that,
unquote?
as far as I know, it seemed like that was his house and his wife's, and he got mad at his wife, so he decided he was going to inhale body spray and kill himself and catch his mobile home on fire. Is that correct?
I don't understand. That's what I presumed, and that's what I thought. But like, how do you get a criminal property damage charge if it's your own house? How do you get an arson charge if it's your own house? I mean, maybe that one
Also,
makes more
what
sense.
was
'cause
the
you're putting other
battery?
people in danger, dude. Because all that Axe body spray, dude. He battered his lungs.
But you get
Dude, his
charged for
lung-
doing it. He did get fucked up for sure, dude.
Ironically, dude, his lungs probably smell so good, dude. It's like, Axe body spray with a hint of smoke. That's probably not a bad scent,
Dude,
dude.
I think I'd buy that.
See, this guy's doing the wrong thing. He's trying to kill himself. Really, he should be creating his own line of scents.
All I know is if I survived my teenage years, Todd's fine, dude.
Dane, all right, Dane. Dane said, I believe this is Dane, should look into watching the video of the cop who stole drugs and OD'd in the bathroom. I saw that one.
Ooh.
That was like in Riverside or something, right? I saw that one, but
the
I was
fentanyl cop.
yeah, I was confused when I watched it because the title said that he stole the drugs, but it sounded later like he touched fentanyl without a glove. I don't know if that was like maybe the spin, but yeah, I don't know. Was that confirmed that he stole the drugs and then? So Dane says, my assumption is that his wife is on the lease or mortgage and that other mobile homes were in danger and other people were in danger. That makes sense. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Makes, I don't know. I feel like it's your property. You should do whatever you want, dude. You know? I don't know. That's just me. Maybe that's the libertarian in me. I don't know.
Yeah. Missed opportunity for a new accent, dude.
Also, I say that, but I also haven't paid into an HOA. So,
dude, if Axe came back and their first scent was Smoking Todd,
and it's just him on the cover, like it's his mugshot on the cover, dude, holding a VHS of Octagon.
50 cents to every can sold goes to Todd in prison.
Bro, imagine what that thrift store in that town has, dude. They probably, I mean, all those videos smell like BO, but I don't care. That gives it character.
That's fine. Definitely mold.
Or Axe body spray. Cut. That's where I'm ending it. All right, man. Did you want to watch
stuff?
That was really good stuff. Do we want to keep this rolling and do one more?
Let's save it. Okay. For either next week or I don't know what your schedule is this week, but maybe we can pop on another night.
Okay, closure on the thing that we brought up. Dane says no, he stole the drugs off the guy and he smoked them. What in the world? There was a pipe in his hand he was smoking it from. The uncensored video is amazing, capital.
Ooh.
Dude.
We're a little late on that, but maybe we can watch it.
Yeah, maybe we'll follow that one. I mean, spoilers, because now we know what happens. But yeah, that video is wild, dude. It's wild what fentanyl does to people, dude. And then they like sprayed Narcan up his nose and like didn't work the first time. They had to keep doing it. And then I think the video cuts to him in the... Dude, that's got to be a terrible feeling. Like you die and then you come back and then they're like, sorry, you lost your job.
Oh, yeah, you lost everything.
You lost everything. All right, well, I think that'll do it for us this week. Thanks. The chat was rocking tonight. I appreciate you guys. It was fun. It's always so much fun, more fun when the chat gets rocking and rolling, and especially when we have people that are knowledgeable about what's going on and suggest other videos that we should watch.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. Thanks, Vince. Let's come back next week and we'll do it again, dude.
Yeah, dude. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Follow and like.
Gilgamesh.
Do it. Do it for Gilg.
Do it for Gilgy.